Right now, you could be making an extra $500 to $5,000 a month as a virtual assistant. The trick is knowing what problems business owners are looking to solve that you have the skill to offer in their business. I'm super excited to be talking about this specific topic with you today because it is one of my most frequently asked questions, which is how the heck do I get into the virtual assistant world and start just offering services to small business owners on my own. And so in this video, if you want to know how you can do that, I'm going to share with you exactly how I walk my students through that. And I've done this for hundreds of women. I'm super excited. Let's get right into it. Hey, I'm Saba. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I help women build flexible, profitable virtual assistant businesses, even if they're starting from scratch, right from the comfort of their own home. Here are my top 5 recommendations for virtual assistants that are just getting started and have no clue what services to offer. These are the top 5 that I always recommend to my students. And if you need help figuring out which service is the best for you, I want you to take my free money making quiz. It's linked in the description below, and it should only take you 3 minutes. Inbox and customer support. As a business owner myself, I can definitely tell you that there is no CEO on the planet Earth that doesn't need support with their inbox. Every business owner needs help managing their email, responding to their clients, responding to their customers, and keep making sure that they're on top of their communication all in one place. And of course, when you are a busy entrepreneur, there are so many other things that you could be focused on in your business where email might get forgotten. The best part about inbox and customer support is that you don't really need any advanced training. You do need to be a great communicator. You do need to have attention to detail. You do need to have your own process or system for managing busy inbox, but you don't necessarily need to have gone through a program or have gotten a degree in how to manage someone's inbox. Most of us know how to clean out our inboxes and communicate with people that are trying to communicate with us via email. And so being able to offer that to a small business owner is literally life-changing. Service number 2 is social media scheduling and content repurposing. In this day and age where content is all around us, every single business owner is marketing their business in some way, shape, or form on some social platform. So when it comes to creating content, they usually don't have a problem with creating the content. It's actually getting the content out in front of their audience is where they get stuck or where they're overwhelmed because, of course, as a business owner, you as a CEO, you have so many other things that you could be doing. And so what better use of your time than to hire a virtual assistant that can handle your social media scheduling and help you repurpose content. For example, from Instagram, you take a post and you rewrite it and post it on LinkedIn as a LinkedIn post, or you take that LinkedIn post and you repurpose it into a newsletter for your audience and send it out to your email list, or maybe taking a Facebook post or a Facebook video and repurposing it into a list of threads and scheduling them out for you for your business so that your business is always still showing up even when you're in a busy season. And the best part about this is that you don't actually need to be a social media strategist or a content strategist or a full-blown social media manager to do this. This is why virtual assistants are hired, because all it takes is taking the content and actually scheduling it out or repurposing, meaning you're not having to write it from scratch, but you're taking your clients' words and you're repurposing them onto other platforms, which is what many virtual assistants offer as a service in their virtual assistant business. Website and design support is something that I absolutely love. And as a business owner myself, I actually have a designer on my team, and it's one of the best investments that I've ever made because while I again would have so much time to do so many different things, designing and editing my website is not something that I would like to do because I have other things that I could be doing. Almost every single business owner has a website, has some type of digital home base. Therefore, offering website and design support is amazing, right? For people like me who don't want to get in the back end of their website and don't want to design in Canva, I can have my virtual assistant do that for me. So things like updating text on my website, or creating a landing page for a new ebook that I want to put out, or even double checking why my pop-up isn't showing on my website. Versus me having to do that, I would hire a virtual assistant to do that. Things like uploading blog posts or adding pins so that you can be found on Pinterest, all those are things that virtual assistants are asked to do as a service to business owners. What I started in as a virtual assistant is small design edits to websites. I worked for a web designer in Squarespace, and she showed me and opened up the world to virtual assistant for me because I was able to support her in her web design business where we were making updates to website templates. And I started to get a good knowledge behind how to work a website, how to make updates, how to do so quickly. And that is really what opened up my heart to really wanting to go full time in this virtual assistant thing. Because if I could do that, there was so many other things that I knew I was good at that I could offer to her as well. Another service you can offer as a beginner virtual assistant is light personal assistance and project management of a busy entrepreneur. I am the said busy entrepreneur. I never have enough hours in the day as a business owner, agency owner, as a coach. And so having someone who can take on some of my personal tasks literally changes everything for me and allows me to stay where I want to and focus on what I want to and where I'm good at, and have my team handle the rest of it. Some things that you might offer as a light personal assistance to a busy entrepreneur is things like looking up travel options for, depending on if they're going to a networking event or if they're traveling for leisure with family, or if they're traveling for work and need to be in a certain place at a certain time for a certain conference. You could be doing that upfront research for your client. Things like keeping up with doctor's appointments and scheduling appointments for your client is something that virtual assistants often do, which goes into managing your client's calendar. So allowing your client to never really be double booked on appointments, because you are managing that and looking ahead to ensure that everything makes sense for where it is placed on the calendar. Things like placing orders and organizing files. That could be design files, that could be, customer files, that could be just business files. All that can happen and all that can be managed by a virtual assistant. You really want to think of all the tasks that really support your client in managing their day a little easier. So for example, for me, if I have 5 meetings, my virtual assistant would help me in the beginning of my day by letting me know, hey, these are the 5 meetings that you have. You only have this amount of time for your lunch block. Let me go ahead and maybe order your lunch for you so that it comes in at a certain time. As a virtual assistant, you would handle my inbox while I'm in these meetings so that no one's really waiting on my response, but I know that everyone is getting what they need from me, even when I am in my meetings. My favorite thing and my thing that I share with my students all the time is, how can you make your client's life easier? How can you make their lives easier? When you are a virtual assistant, one thing you're constantly thinking about is, how can I be one step ahead to make their life a little easier? If you lean more towards the techie side like I do, you can offer tech and system support as a virtual assistant. Even as a beginner, you would be supporting your clients in setting up certain project management tools or certain systems in their business so that they can actually work easier. Even if they're solo or with someone else, they can actually get to the work and not have to go digging for it. You would help them set up things like their calendar, maybe automate reminders to their meeting attendees and even their recaps. And again, you don't have to be an expert. You do not have to have gone through a project management certification and have taken the test in order for you to be someone who can manage a project for your client. You just have to be willing to learn the basics of platforms such as CRM systems like Honeybook and Dubsado, project management systems like ClickUp and Asana, and even databases like Airtable. And to recap, these are the top 5 services that I like to recommend to those starting out in their virtual assistant journey, even without any prior experience. Inbox and customer support, social media scheduling and content repurposing, website and design support, light personal assistance for busy entrepreneurs, and tech and system support. And if after sharing all of that, you're still confused on which service would be the best for you, I want you to take my free quiz. It's linked in the description of this video. It should only take you 3 minutes, and it will tell you exactly what skill you can monetize when starting your virtual assistant business. And if any of those services that I've shared with you stood out to you, or you're leaning more towards, I would love for you to comment below and let me know so that I can support you in taking the next step in your virtual assistant journey as well. And be sure to watch the next video, because I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest excuse that holds people back from starting a profitable virtual assistant business.